Hello. So today I've decided to do a little art room tour, and I'm just going to show you around a little bit and show you some of the things that I use and the space that I use, that I do some creating and painting, drawing, paper flowers, whatever. But this space just gives me a place to create things. So I just want to show you around, and I hope you enjoy it. I was encouraged by my good friend to do some videos like this. So let me just show you around. So I'm gonna just start off. This is the space here. I have my bookshelf. I have my shelf where I keep all my watercolor paints and inks and things like that. This shelf is where I keep my papers and my travel easel where I can do plein air painting and things like that. And over here is where I have my Cricut machine. Now, Cricut machine, if you're not familiar with a Cricut machine, it is a cutting machine. It's for like if you want to cut out patterns, you can create your own patterns. You can hook your computer up and your iPad, and it cuts out patterns and shapes and just all kind of crafty things that you can use. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet because I don't use it that much, so I might end up selling it. So I'm thinking about selling it. So this is my desk that I use to do like watercolor paintings and drawings and things like that. And I have a little salt lamp here, and let me just turn this on so you can see what it is. So I usually just plug this in down here. So basically it's like a salt lamp. I don't know if you are familiar, but I just like the way it looks. It's really pretty. I like the glow that it gives. And it said it's good to have these in your house, so I just decided to get one. So here's my phone. But this desk, this little table that I got the table and a chair from my IKEA, and it was probably all together $30. So it was very inexpensive. So most of the stuff in here is very inexpensive that I use. So I have a little small ring light down here and my phone charger. So this little space here, I can create paintings and drawings and just an all-purpose desk. I can do my video editing here, just all kind of stuff. So I actually have a little heater because it can get a little bit cold down here. So down here I have my crepe paper where I can make paper flowers and books on paper flowers. So here's some of my books. I have Monet. I have all kinds of art books, magazines, plein air magazines. I really like plein air magazine. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's basically a outdoor painting. Plein air is just basically outdoor painting. So it's like, you know, you can take your easel outside and paint. So let me show you this easel here. This is like a plein air easel that I have. I keep my you know, you have your easel, you can hook this up to a tripod like one of these, and you can paint outside. So this one hooks up to a tripod. There's a tripod attachment. So up here is where I keep all my papers, and I try to keep everything organized. Here's my watercolor palettes. This one that I use the most. This is a John Pike palette. So it's just basically a large watercolor palette that I use. So I keep everything stored. I try to keep everything in a nice organized because I want to know where I can find these things. So I don't like to have a whole lot of stuff all over the place. So yeah, here's my drawing supplies. I try to keep in a nice container. Like I have my charcoal, vine charcoal, and like chalk here when I took drawing classes. So mostly all this stuff came from taking classes. So here's, for example, my dip pens, my ink pens, my drawing inks, and you know, all that stuff. Also, this I have my like travel watercolor supplies. These are like travel watercolor kits. This is one I made from an Altoid tin. So you can basically put this in your purse or your bag, and it's very small. And here's some pencils I can take to travel with. Some tape. But yeah, here are some of the books. Also, painting courses and books on flowers. I like a lot of flowers, so as you can see, I got a lot of nature books, flower books. So that's what I like to look at. I also have all my photography gear, video gear, tripods, battery, camera cases, and camera bags and stuff. I keep on this little section here. So here I have a ring light that I use it for extra lighting and also for videos. So this ring light is very good. My sister gave me this ring light for Christmas, I think. So most of the stuff I have in here is have been given to me. So only things I pretty much purchased were the cameras and stuff like that, tripods. But my easel, here's my easel. My husband gave me this easel, I think for Christmas. Like, I don't remember when, but I wasn't using an easel before. I was just using like a little tabletop easel, but he gave me this easel for Christmas, so I set this up, and that's what I use. So here I have a table. Here's my palette that I use for oil painting. This is my Masterson palette for acrylic painting. So yeah, this is just a plain table. I try to keep this table free of any clutter, because when I see a lot of clutter, it's hard to for me to work. So I try to keep this table as clear as possible. So I keep my paints. Here's some acrylic paints, and here's some more paints. I actually got these paints from Upcycle Part Shop, which is just like a discounted it's really good shop where people donate things that they don't want, like especially art supplies and craft supplies, and you can get like, I found these huge tubes of acrylic paint for very cheap. So that's a great store, Upcycle Part Shop. And here is like some of my Gamsol, which is like to clean off your brushes when you're painting, and my other mediums, painting mediums and things like that. Here is some of my this is what I used it's like a turpentine container, but I use Gamsol instead of turpentine. So here's some brushes that I use for my paintings, and I keep a trash can right next to my easel, so I can just easily toss like my like rags and things like that. I cut up old t-shirts to use as like painting rags to wipe off with. So here I have my oil paints. I keep it in this little toolbox. So here's my oil paints. So yeah, I keep that in there. Here's my stool. I use that to sit down if I want to sit down painting. So that's how I do that. And I use this little easel here to keep my book that I use for inspiration. I keep that book there so that I can look at it when I paint. So it's right there for me. And yeah, here's another shelf I use to keep some like more papers, like drawing papers and craft supplies and stuff like that. I haven't found a space that I'm going to put like my completed paintings yet, but I'm working on that. And so yeah, there's my little camera. That's what I use to do my filming of my videos. So yeah, that's my space. Here's some extra canvas, some canvas that I use to paint, things like that. So yeah, this is just my little area here. This is a canvas my sister gave me. She didn't want, so this is a large canvas. And so I'm still trying to figure out what to do with that. And I was glad she gave it to me, so it was a nice little gift. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to figure out what to do with that. And yeah, that's my little art room. And you know, as you can see, this room is a work in progress, and you know, I'm changing things all the time, so you know, this is just a little preview of it. And this is where I create. I think everybody should have a space in their home where they use to create. So this is just the space I use. This is the space I like to use to create things and to paint. It's always good to have somewhere where you can paint, so you'll keep painting, so you'll keep creating. Because if you don't have anywhere to create, it's harder to pull out everything and do it. So if you have a designated area for yourself, you're able to do it more likely. So yeah, this is it.